Okay, let's just get right to it. The one question everyone seems to be asking, is a robot, is AI coming for my job? Today, we're going to cut through all the noise and really look at how artificial intelligence is changing the way we work, especially right here in the Arab world. You know, the future isn't just knocking on the door, it's already here, so we can't afford to wait.
So here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll tackle that big debate. Is AI a job killer or a job creator? Then we'll get a little glimpse of what future jobs might actually look like. After that, we'll talk about something called the Great Skills Disruption and what that means for you. We'll also see how nations in the Arab world are stepping up. And finally, we'll wrap up with a solid strategy to help you future-proof your own career.
Okay, first things first. Let's just dive right into that huge elephant in the room, the one question that I'm sure keeps a lot of people up at night. And look, it's a totally valid question. You're definitely not alone in asking it. I mean, from factory floors all the way to office cubicles, everyone is kind of wondering, what does this whole tech revolution really mean for me? That anxiety, it's real. But, and this is the important part, the full story is actually, well, it's a lot more optimistic than you might think. All right, let's start with a number that might sound a little scary at first. The World Economic Forum says that by 2030, technologies like AI are expected to displace about 92 million jobs across the globe. Now, we're talking about the kinds of roles that involve a lot of repetitive, routine tasks, basically the exact kind of work that algorithms are getting scarily good at doing. But wait, that is not the whole story, not even close. If you only focus on that number, you're only reading one chapter of a much, much bigger book. Because here's the other side of the coin. That very same tech revolution, it's also projected to create, get this, a staggering 170 million new jobs. And these are roles that honestly we can barely even imagine right now. They'll be built on technologies that are just starting to emerge.
So you do the math. What does that mean? It means we're looking at a net growth of 78 million jobs worldwide. So the key takeaway here is that the future of work isn't about fewer jobs. It's about different jobs. The real challenge isn't a lack of work, it's our ability to adapt.
Okay, so if the jobs are going to be so different, what do they actually look like, right? Let's take a little peek into what the job postings of the near future might say.
All right, so in the medium term, say the next 3 to 5 years, you're going to see a whole wave of new roles pop up. These are jobs all about managing how AI fits into our world. Think about it. We'll need chief AI officers to steer the ship, AI ethics officers to make sure things are fair, and I love this one, conversational AI designers to make talking to machines feel a little less, robotic. It's really all about that human-AI partnership.
But if we look even further down the road, maybe 5 to 10 years out, the jobs get even more fascinating. Seriously, just imagine being an AI personality designer. Your whole job is giving digital assistants a unique voice, a character. Or what about an algorithm forensics analyst, basically a digital detective who figures out what went wrong when an AI makes a mistake? This isn't science fiction anymore, folks. This is the future, and it shows that our human skills, like creativity and critical thinking, are going to be more valuable than they've ever been.
So new jobs are coming. That's the great news. But there's a catch, and it's a big one. Making that leap from the jobs we have today to the jobs of tomorrow, well, that creates a huge challenge for all of us.
This is really the heart of the issue. Experts call it skills disruption. And all it really means is there's a mismatch, a gap between the skills most people have right now and the new skills that companies actually need. It's not that people don't want to work. It's about making sure we all have the right tools for this new kind of workplace.
And trust me, this isn't some abstract, far-off problem. It is happening right here, right now. Just look at these numbers for our region. In Egypt, almost half the skills needed in the job market are expected to change. In the UAE and Saudi Arabia, we're talking over 40%. This is a massive, massive shift. And it's not coming, it's already here.
Let me put it another way. By 2030, we're looking at nearly 40%. That's almost 4 out of every 10 of the core skills for an average job today being totally different. The message couldn't be clearer. What got you to where you are today won't get you to where you need to be tomorrow. Lifelong learning, it's not a nice to have anymore. It's an absolute necessity. Now, the really good news in all of this is that governments and businesses all across the Arab world are not just sitting around waiting for this to happen. They are getting out in front of it and tackling this disruption head on.
And I mean, they are stepping up in a big way. Just look at the UAE. They appointed the world's very first Minister for AI and launched a super ambitious national strategy looking all the way to 2031. Saudi Arabia is leading the way on AI ethics. You got Qatar, Jordan. They're all building the frameworks to make sure our region leads in this new era. This is what proactive, national-level leadership really looks like.
And it's not just the governments either. The private sector is jumping in with both feet. In the UAE, an incredible 87% of companies are already investing in teaching their employees AI skills. Why? Because they get it. They know their most valuable asset is their people, and those people need to be ready for the future.
And we're already seeing the payoff. Take Iraq, for example. A recent study there showed how AI is completely transforming fintech, making banking faster, smarter, and easier for everybody. So you see, this isn't some futuristic dream. AI is a tool that's driving real, tangible progress right here in our region right now. Okay, so we've looked at the big picture, the global trends, the new kinds of jobs, this whole skills gap, and how the region is responding. But that brings us to the final, and maybe the most important question. What does all of this mean for you, personally? How do you make sure you're not just surviving this change, but actually thriving in it? This quote just nails it. You know, the phrase Kodak moment used to mean capturing a happy memory, right? Well, in the business world today, it means something totally different. It means failing to adapt to new technology and, well, becoming irrelevant. Kodak literally invented the digital camera, but they buried it because they were afraid it would hurt their film sales. We all know how that story ended. Right now, with AI, every single one of us is facing our own Kodak moment. So how do you make sure you don't become the next Kodak? It really comes down to a simple 3-step plan. This is based on the top skills the World Economic Forum says everyone's going to need. Number 1, embrace analytical thinking. Get really good at solving complex problems. Number 2, develop your AI and tech literacy. And listen, you don't have to become a coder, but you do need to understand how these tools work. And number 3, probably the most important, commit to being a lifelong learner. Always stay curious, always be updating your skills. So that's where we are. This massive wave of change isn't on the horizon. It's already on the shore. And you know what? It's an absolutely incredible opportunity for anyone who's willing to learn, to adapt, and to grow. The future really does belong to those who prepare for it. So the only question left for you is, are you ready?